After missing playoffs in back-to-back leagues, we have finally returned to the playoffs with a quarterfinals battle this week in the LTM. We take on Jacob as always and his Green Bay Pikachus, who had a great regular season going 6-2. We have a tough road ahead of us if we want to convert our playoff appearance into a championship, as the level of competition in the playoffs is very high in this league. If you are excited for LTM playoffs and all of the draft league content that we do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers this year, and every subscriber is greatly appreciated. Our team going into playoffs is Crocodile, Uxie, Empoleon, Okidogi, Ironleaves, Regidrago, Tauros, Salazzle, Mimikyu, Electabuzz, and Klawf. Jacob's team consists of Suicune, Cyclizar, Clodsire, Sylveon, Emboar, Yanmega, Registeel, Decidueye, Espeon, Knucklestack, and Bombardier. Jacob's Terra Captain is Yanmega, which was on my short list of Terra Captains going into the draft. Speed Boost and Tinted Lens are two very powerful abilities, and getting access to Terra to help break through common checks like Steel types is a huge upgrade for Yanmega. I have a history with Yanmega in Draft League as well, having used it to great effect in Usum, so I'm very aware of the amount of damage it can do unchecked. Looking at the rest of Jacob's team, Emboar is probably his best threat in the matchup, as I do not have a long-term way to answer it. Regidrago and Uxie are the only Pokemon that can switch in at least once, but after that it becomes very difficult to switch in regularly. Managing the damage done by Emboar is going to be crucial to winning as our team gets weaker into the endgame. As we have mentioned in previous battles, we do not have hazard removal, which makes the Clodsire our opponent has specifically frustrating to deal with. Early hazard stack would normally put a team like ours under massive pressure to be mindful of how we switch, but luckily for us we have access to the Atom Heavy Duty Boots, which will be putting in extra work this week. Our dedicated lead for this matchup is Uxie, playing a variety of different roles. As it is the lead, we're using it as our Stealth Rocker, taking opportunities against Clodsire to set up hazards. Rocky Helmet as our item has multiple uses here, allowing us to punish Emboar that is locked into close combat or add extra chip after a Flare Blitz, while also punishing Rapid Spin from Cyclizar. We have 16 speed to outspeed all Adamant Emboar sets, punishing a close combat stat drop with Size Shock, our preferred coverage move for Clodsire as well. 104 special attack allows us to use Size Shock to 2-hit KO all spit up Clodsire sets, which while more likely to be defensive focused, we do have the luxury to use this investment based on our ability to switch into other hits. Pain Split gives us the ability to recover HP back against Clodsire and Cyclizar, and U-Turn rounds out the set to help us maintain momentum, allowing for free switch-ins for our Okidogi. Rest of the EVs in nature go towards allowing Uxie to take as many physical hits as possible, allowing it to serve as an Emboar check when required. Swords Dance Iron Leaves continues to be our win condition, as Jacob has a really difficult time handling it long term. We are running Terra Steel this week as a way to allow it to set up on Sylveon, as well as make it difficult for Cyclizar to revenge kill us. Psyblade, Leaf Blade, Close Combat give us perfect coverage against his entire team, with Sylveon being the only Pokemon who is not hit super effectively. We get to run Adamant this week due to Jacob's speed tiers, allowing us to maximize our damage output against Pokemon like Sylveon that may want to be a defensive switch into the Iron Leaves. Heavy Duty Boots allows us to check Suicune multiple times without worrying about hazards damage, maintaining its HP to prevent being revenge killed by a speed boost Yanmega in the late game. We are running Regidrago this week as our main way to control Jacob's Emboar. Bold Nature with 48 HP and 252 defense allow us to live at least 2 Adamant close combats from non-choice banned Emboar. 136 speed allows us to outspeed all Adamant Emboars, dealing massive damage with an Earth Power after a close combat special defense drop. Our remaining EVs go into special defense, improving our ability to take hits from Yanmega. To enable this EV spread, we need to run Heavy Duty Boots again to protect from the hazards that Clodsire will inevitably set up. Draco Meteor and Dragon Pulse give us a combination of Dragon Stabs, allowing us to prioritize either power or accuracy depending on the situation. Our final move is Explosion, allowing us to deal massive damage to Suicune in the late game and get a free switch into Iron Leaves once Regidrago's health is too low to maintain utility against Emboar. Our answers to Yanmega on this team are very limited, so we've tasked Empoleon with having this as its primary job this week. It is likely that we see Terra Ground as a way to pressure the Empoleon, but Terra Bug with Tinted Lens is certainly a possibility as well. Our EV spread is very simple this week, maximizing our ability to take hits from Yanmega with Calm Nature and max on both HP and special defense. Roost gives us the necessary recovery to perform this role long term, with Haze as our other utility option as a way to manage Calm Mind Suicune sets. Ice Beam and Flash Cannon are our best coverage moves, allowing us to hit Yanmega and Decidueye as well as Sylveon for good damage. Scale Shot Crocodiles are secondary win condition behind Iron Leaves this week, with Jacob's only fairy type being Sylveon, which can be killed by the combination of Earthquake and Gunk Shot depending on the set on switch-in. It has plenty of opportunity to get a speed boost against this team. Given Jacob's poor speed tiers, it is still able to function as a very good check to Pokemon like the Clodsire without the speed boost of Scale Shot, forcing a lot of damage against his slower threats. Heavy Duty Boots allows us to be protected against the aforementioned hazard stacking potential from Clodsire, enabling us to take hits from Pokemon like Suicune in a pinch. Our final team member is Okidogi, giving us a powerful physical attacker to get crucial chip damage against this team. We have 136 speed for the same speed as Regidrago, allowing us to check all Adamant Emboar sets. Close Combat and Gunk Shot maximize our damage output with stab moves, making it as difficult as possible for defensive Pokemon like Suicune to switch in regularly. Knockoff gives us a generically powerful move to remove Heavy Duty Boots and recovery items from his defensive walls, and High Horsepower gives us the move to hit Clodsire for super effective damage, one of his probable switch-ins to Okidogi. And with that, this is our team for LTM quarterfinals. As always, shout out to Kaz for all of the build support, and Diet Type and Hunky Donkey for all of the mock support this week. Let's get right into what will surely be an exciting battle with a little bit of a twist. Alright, we're here with quarterfinals of LTM, and as you can see in the background, we have a live studio audience in the background. D-Ray is here as well. Everyone in everyone from PBR, the whole crew is in here today from the league. I'll put everyone in the Discord channel. But we have, all right, we don't need to talk during the game. So we are playing against Jacob. He has brought Terra Electric Yanmega, which is not exactly what was expected, but is, I guess, kind of an interesting way to approach the Empoleon, but that does make him a little weak for Crocodile. But our game plan is to always lead with Uxie here, because Uxie prevents the Clodsire from being a problem on lead. So there you go. Good luck. Have fun to Jacob. And let's get going. I don't know what's going to happen in the background of this video. I'm going to try my best to focus on the game as much as I can. But I am like writing down the team. That's fine. All right. So we see a lead here with Cyclizar. Kind of an interesting lead. I don't know exactly, what we expect here. We should underspeed. So what I'm expecting is a U-turn into something here, most likely, because this is probably a rapid spin set to protect the Stealth Rocks for his Yanmega. So I'm just going to U-turn and kind of a main momentum. Is this going? Okay, so it's going to be a taunt lead here, which makes sense. So this gives me free initiative into my Okidogi, which is going to give me some good damage. I get a free knockoff on this turn, and all of the commotion. I missed one of the mons on his team. That's not good. But we get free into Okidogi here, and Okidogi has a really, really good kind of matchup in this situation. It's really difficult. I think it was Suicune actually last one. Jason, oh Jesus Christ! Of course, you, Jason, finds his way on call in the back of the video. That was always bound to happen. Right here, there's a few different paths you can take. What I think is the most likely path this turn to go Clodsire, which is why I want to knock off on this turn. That's going to give me the ability to remove Black Sludge from that Pokemon. If it goes into anything else, you could go Suicune as well, which removes leftovers there as well. But Clodsire is the initial switch. We get to see item Rocky Helmet. Okay, so that's good information to have there. So we now know that is not item. And then our game plan here is to always go into Uxie and just thank you. Actually, that actually would be kind of useful. Thank you. Everyone's being so helpful today in the background. This actually was a lot less comfortable than I thought. We're gonna go to Uxie. Uxie does a good job of like preventing this Pokemon from really making like any progress. If it wants to set up hazards, that's fine. We have 5 heavy duty boots this week to kind of play around this set. He could get aggressive and make a switch into the Yanmega and take an opportunity to do that. But I want to get my rocks up to prevent that from being an issue this game. So we switch out. One thing to note is that High Horsepower at this point will 2 a KO. So if he does switch out with this damage taken, then we should be good with that. From here, I'm just going to set up my own stealth rocks. I want to get to a point where I can set up my rocks and this spam Psyshock, get a Psyshock off on the, what's it called, the Cyclizar, and then after a Rapid Spin Rock Helmet, that's going to kill. So let's see. He's just going to switch out, I think, kind of fearing, seeing some damage come out here. And that is not the exact scenario we were looking for, because we would have liked to have gotten Stealth Rocks up as he got a spike up. And then be able to get an initial side shock damage. So this is going to get a free rapid spin on the team, but I want to U-turn here and kind of keep up that same pressure with the Okie Dokie and get an opportunity to high horsepower the Clodsire coming in. So I'm just going to U-turn here, allow him to rapid spin. He's going to get a speed boost, but that is going to deal some Rocky Helmet damage here. The U-turn chip as well comes in, and that is going to open up a turn for my Okie Dokie here, which is going to be super useful as he doesn't really have good long-term switch-ins to high horsepower, or to Okie Dokie in general after high horsepower kills Clodsire. Now he could stay in. I don't see like a reasonable line in which staying in, makes any progress at this point. He could U-turn, but I'm just going to click high horsepower. We really need to get this Clodsire weak early and keep the pressure up with rocks. So, maybe this play isn't necessarily telegraphed at this point. I think it's still, very free for him to U-turn into the Clodsire, and that is exactly what he's going to do here, most likely. He could get really aggressive and to go Yamega, but I knocked off last time, so I don't necessarily think that's, a play he's going to make this turn. That's something we have to consider in the subsequent turns, is that he could go into Yamega on a high horsepower. And I'm pretty sure this is just a Clodsire. So if I miss, then I miss, and that's tough. But that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. Now this Clodsire is under massive pressure here, not really able to do anything the rest of the game. I do need to calc no item knockoff at this point because I need to protect against the. We don't need to get this close, big dog. No item knockoff against Spidef should be fine. I don't think it's gonna kill. I think I might have to click another move here to guarantee the kill. Close combat should guarantee the kill. This is where we start to get into whether we want how we want to play around the Young Mega. Close combat's not going to deal damage either. We do have a good initial switch into the Young Mega, so I'm actually just going to high horsepower and claim the kill. So Clodsire is down.
Let's go! Let's go!
The glaze for killing a Clodsire is crazy. That is insane. Yeah. Well, hey, look, we knew Young Mega was coming in. Now Terra Electric is going to do a lot of damage here, but we're going to pick up some pretty critical information on this turn around the Empoleon. And that does give us actually switches into Crocodile depending on the set. So we're going to go just hard into this. This typing also is good for Revenge Kill from Regidrago. So we're just going to go hard into the Empoleon at this point, just to get as much information as we can on this set as possible. He's going to Psychic, okay. That did, yeah, that did pitiful damage. So now we know that this is Speed Boost here, and this is going to give us some critical Yamega information. So we have Electric. We'll put Expert Belt on for good measure. So this is going to do about 60% here to our Pokemon. But at this point, all we really need to do against this Pokemon is trade as much damage as possible. So we're just going to Ice Beam and try to chip damage, because once Rocks go, he's going to switch. So that's actually really good. So if we save 70% HP on this Pokemon, he goes into not useless. All right, well, I'll take an Ice Beam on Decidueye every day of the week. That is a good turn for me. All right, no weakness policy, so we don't get a Mickey here. All right, let's keep the peanut gallery to a minimum at this point. This is crazy. I kind of want to go Okie Dokie on this turn. I'd like to see what the Decidueye set is after taking that much damage. Ice Beam, it's not exactly offensive. It could probably be max. It's probably in the max HP range. So I think going Okie Dokie at this point, Poltergeist is going to do a lot of damage. Luckily, Obo's here. He knows what happens with no item Poltergeist. So luckily for our opponent, we still have our item. I'm gonna go an Ogie Dogie now because I think a grass move was the most likely, and if he wants to Poltergeist, I have pivots into my other Pokemon. So
Almost sucks.
yeah, Bullet Seed. So is this loaded dice Bullet Seed then?
I got it. I got the joke.
Motherfucker! No, shh.
Let's keep the background commentary minimum. So that's probably loaded dice here. So the question at this point is, what speed does he have on this Pokemon? If it's in the max HP range, there is actually a pretty good chance that we outspeed here, and he doesn't really have good switch-ins to this at this point. Now, he can switch into Suicune, but our Empoleon set, especially at our high HP, actually really was that Pokemon effectively. So I'm just going to Gunk Shot here because I think it's most likely with our 136 speed, we outspeed kind of high HP sets in this position. And he is going to withdraw, kind of understanding that that's most likely what would happen in this spot. So we see Shredder come in. And that is a Suicune. A poison on this would be really, really clutch. That would be massive in terms of like the outcome of this game. That did way more damage than it should have. I don't know why that was the the action to that. Okay. I'm used to having a test. I'm gonna drop the controller. It's fine. Okay, so given how much damage that did, is this like... This is probably max HP, so we're probably seeing Spidaf here on this Pokemon, which is good because that means this can't switch in next time after. I don't think... I mean, it's probably a Skull that's coming out here, so we can just go back into this to prevent random Mickey from Calm Mind. Now, like, obviously we can't really do much about like attacking this, and maybe like a play would have been to go into Iron Leaves to keep up offensive pressure, but that opens up Sylveon, and he just goes for the Surf. So we get this back in here, and yeah, there's not really much. Last time he showed that Decidueye was just switching to this. I expect him to predict offensive Grass Knot or something like that, or some sort of way to pressure this Suicune. So what I'm going to do, it's going to look dumb, but I don't have a move to hit this. Haze and Roost would be the way to prevent this from being a problem, and having this thing leave with Chip on it, it means that Okidoki can kill it the next time it tries to switch in. So I'm going to expect right here a move out into Decidueye, and he's just going to Calm Mind. So that's fine. We can just kind of haze off this the entire time and not really have any concern about this. This is kind of how this situation played out in Mox too, is he just tries to set up on this. And eventually what we can do is work this into a position to get in our Iron Leaves and just attack. And I think that might be something I tried to do on a turn here. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, like, once again, this thing can't really make progress. Let's not move the notepad away from me, big dog. This thing can't really make progress against Haze. So I'm kind of content. I'd like to remind myself about how many Calm Minds this has in this generation, because everything has, who the fuck knows, PP in this generation. The calc doesn't have it. That's fine. I'll figure it out later. Do not say in the back what it has. Please do not talk during this game. I'm gonna Flash Cannon and just try to farm some drops. I mean, at this point, look, if like he wants to PP sell himself out of Calm Minds and like not make any progress in this game, like by all means, he's more than welcome to do that. So kind of what I see like his specific game plan here is to set up just Calm Minds and like take me out of Hazes. Oh, he set up a 30-minute timer. That's perfect for this type of game. The commissioner in the back, real ass mad that someone set up a 30-minute timer. This game kind of requires it though. All of the mocks went very, very long. So it doesn't. It does. What I'm gonna do this turn is like his game plan revolves around just Calm Minding in front of this thing with the fact that I can't do anything. So I'm gonna take this turn to now go into Iron Leaves. He does have Surf, so Scald is actually not a concern anymore. To make this play, and we get to learn if the Sylveon is heavy duty boots or not. With Steel, that also gives us a resist to Ice Beam, which makes like a little bit of a 50-50. But it kind of balances out that we don't have to take a super effective hit here. And he goes for the Calm Mind, perfect, kind of as expected. And now we just kind of get to threaten with Leaf Blade. Now, I could Swords Dance, but that, if I Swords Dance, I will Terra Steel and Swords Dance on something like the Sylveon potentially. The problem is Protect the Omega in the back is a little bit of a nuisance for that. So I'm going to go for the Terra Steel and click Leaf Blade. That protects against Ice Beam. Take a decent amount of damage from Surf, but I think that's fine at the end of the day because we do 2 KO and trade for this Pokemon. It's looking like our win condition is probably going to be Crocodile at this point in time, given how this game is played out. And the fact that he has Surf and not Scald is like actually really massive for the Iron Leaves game plan. I probably should have protected my, my Terra a little bit more, but that's super fine. And the fact that he switches into this, he might actually just die to the close combat after the fact. So we know that this thing has Taunt and Rapid Spin and U-Turn, so it could have Earthquake last move, which is fine. But this thing is not offensively pressuring basically anything on my team at this point. So let's see how much this Leaf Blade does. It does a good amount. Why are you laughing about that doing a good amount?
Somebody laughed back there, man. It was funny.
This is going to be the most...
What was?
The fucking peanut gallery cannot control themselves today. I guess close combat was always killing this thing anyway. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do here is just close combat. Not really a reason not to. I mean, he could stay in and like he might taunt. Like I don't know what he's playing to going into this. So he just knocks off the boots. All right, I trade for Cyclizar. Cyclizar was actually kind of a problematic Pokemon in the grand scheme of things in this matchup. So I'm actually good to take that. This thing is pretty weak though, and the fact that it's speed boost on its speed boost on Omega is kind of problematic. One thing that's actually really good to note about that though is he didn't bring Emboar, and Emboar was like the best Pokemon in this matchup on his side. Nodding in the game is probably akin to ghosting, so maybe stop that, John. That would be a personal preference, a personal calc. So at this point, I can actually be like a lot more just like liberal with my Regidrago's health at this point. Because what I expect here is to protect the HP of this Pokemon to outspeed after, and there we go. We see the protect there. So what's nice about this is I kind of, what do I have left? I guess I have all my guys left. Let's go. That's pretty hype. I think at this point I want Earth Power. I think it's like pretty obvious I can spam a Dragon move here to hit the Omega, and there's nothing that he could really do that he could really want to do. The Earth Power is doing so little damage though that I might as well honestly just drop a Draco, and if he just elects to stay in and try to deal as much damage as possible, then like we're okay with that. Because getting rid of this Pokemon is all that matters. And Earth Power is going to do like 15%. He can just throw up a Wish and be fine with that. In comes Michaela. I'm like pretty sure that's going to be Sylveon. Yeah. And so that's fine. That's kind of what we expected at this point. Earth Power, as I said, was going to do like basically nothing to this Pokemon. And we can go right into the Empoleon at this point. I want to go into Empoleon to try to get some health back on this turn. Getting health back is going to be pretty crucial for checking the Omega if we need to. Depending on what set he is, we might be able to take a Terra Blast. As he elects to go for the Hyper Voice, does actually 0 damage, which is really good. And I think I want to take this turn to Roost. I kind of expect Suicune to come back in. He could elect to Surf on the turn that Suicune comes back in, which would deal a decent amount of damage. But I could also just go into this at this point. There's like kind of a lot of different options I have. So I'm just going to Roost here. I'm going to get my health back. I think it's pretty obvious that Suicune's coming out here. But like again, we can just like control Suicune for like the eternity of this game. There's not really much that this thing can do to make progress against my team, especially if it gets chipped. I kind of expect him to start to Surf to protect against the Sylveon switch at some point. Or not the Sylveon switch, the fucking, what's it called? So he's got 28 left. He can, in theory, stall out these hazes. But once again, this thing can't make any progress against me. So I'm just going to flash cannon, expecting... I mean, he's just going to call mine. If he wants to give free turns... if he wants to give me free turns into my Iron Leaves, that's perfectly fine. No drop is crazy. Honestly, disrespectful to the game. I'm just going to haze, expecting another one to come out here. Yeah, okay. What is the Surf Calc? So it should do like 99 after rocks. So this should live after rocks basically every time. And then Leaf Blade does like 70, which means it's then revenge killed by Crocodile after the fact. So I'm going to use this opportunity to go hard into this. If, given that he's a calm mindset, it's very likely that his investment is not going to allow him to kill from this range. So we're going to go right into here, get a free switch in. Because we're steel, we get some extra buffer. And he does just calm mind, so that's really good there. That gives us a free Leaf Blade on this turn. He could elect to go into something like Sylveon, but we really need the damage on that Sylveon in this game. And he could go into something like the Yanmega to take this and get really aggressive that way. But once again, because of the fact that we do have Regidrago in a situation that we can be more aggressive with its HP, I'm not really as concerned about this specific Yanmega set where it's speed boost. He's going to elect to stay in and take like 1,000,000 damage from this thing. And Surf is going to kill, so we do lose our Iron Leaves at this point, which is fine. But we do have ample way to revenge kill this, specifically with... we could do it with Crocodile, we could do it with... Alright, so I was thinking about going into Crocodile. The problem is that he could be designed to outspeed Jolly Crocodiles in this sense. So what I'm going to do is... Oh no, you can get to +2. I'm going to go into Crocodile. Crocodile should revenge kill this thing. At this point, he has to be like very, very high speed to be able to outspeed me here. And then the knockoff should, I guess, either knockoff or... And if it doesn't, then I can just go into Regidrago. But this game becomes a little bit more difficult after that in this spot. So I'm going to go for the knockoff. Knockoff will either kill this or knock off the item of the Sylveon coming in. He has to be basically timid max speed, which I don't think is the set that I don't think is, I wouldn't say logical set, but doesn't seem to be the set he's bringing. It's not perfect. Okay, so the game is at this point that's a really really dicey turn in this game. That was a dicey turn. As you can hear in the back, people are tripping. And we get to learn this thing's item, which is Choice Scarf. All right. Yeah, I was not. Whoa, Choice Scarf. Hey, Choice Scarf. Look, in fairness, Choice Scarf is actually a pretty decent way to play around. Yeah, it's against spit up and play on. Thank you for the peanut gallery for that comment. It's a good way to play to bait the Crocodile, and it might have actually got me in the end game if I didn't knock off there. So that is actually good. We played around one of the random Mickey lures that could have existed, and we're gonna switch out. But now we know that this thing is probably faster than the Suicune. And he's just going to go into this. Question is, does he put Tom Pass? He's going to Hyper Voice. Question is do I get aggressive and switch here to punish Suicune coming in? Because there's no way that he can stay in. And I can get really aggressive and go back into Crocodile and Earthquake. And then that puts 2 at KO range on the Sylveon, which is pretty important. I could even Gunshot. I think like this game... Like, we are looking pretty good in this Crocodile endgame. But that's such an unnecessary play, though. Like, surely I don't need to do that. I can just Flash Cannon, put the Suicune in range of a Dragon move from Regidrago. You're not Hyper Voicing here. I'm going into Crocodile. Yeah, he's not going in. I knew he's not going into it. He's not... Yeah. There we go. Yeah. That's... Look, with all the haters in the back, there was no way that a Hyper Voice could be clicked on.
Fucking mad if he's watching this game.
Unfortunately, Kaz is not here to know that I have endless bag for making that play. And at this point, because it's not +1, there's no non-crit roll that can kill that also has the necessary speed and HP to make this play. So we're just going to click Earthquake at this point. Earthquake will 2-hit KO the Sylveon coming in, and it should kill the Suicune. And it should kill the Suicune. So Suicune's down. So this is looking like very, very good for this endgame. This like Crocodile endgame is looking very.
so good.
This is looking very good in the endgame now, where he goes into Tom. Tom is the Decidueye. No, it's the Omega. So this thing has to protect here. If it's modest outspeed, we get to go right into the Regidrago now at this point. We do have Explosion, which will be kind of nice on like a non-protect turn to get an Explode off on this guy. Well, actually, we're not going to Explode because we actually need this thing to kill. And he just goes for the Protect. So last time I was in, I just clicked like a Dragon move. I don't like. There's no way that this Pokemon has like a move to kill this. Question is is he getting to a point where he has to start making plays to win this game? Because Crocodile's inevitability is very high in this endgame, given his set. Given the fact that Sylveon, as soon as it gets chipped even a little bit more, like Gunk Shot kills, especially if it's Choice Scarf, it probably does not have a lot of defense in it. So the question here is, do I just protect against the safe plays? And Empoleon coming in doesn't actually really matter that much, because if I just go hard Empoleon and he attacks Hyper Voice, he kind of has to make a double to get himself out of this game. So I'm just going to drop a Draco, see if he stays in. He doesn't. That's perfectly fine. We don't have to get like super aggressive at this point. The only aggressive play we really had to make was to put pressure on that Suicune from sweeping my team. And the fact that we were able to aggressively play around that was very useful. So we're going to go into Empoleon here, just kind of play the switch game. If he Baton Passes, that's a good play. That's probably most likely to be on a Choice Scarf set, but I expect him to just attack. Game always played his Wish. Interesting. So Scarf Wish is an interesting way to do it. So what is likely happening is he's probably going to try to get into Decidueye, I imagine, at this point, is try to get that Pokemon in. If I Flash Cannon, he's just going to gain all this HP back, so it doesn't like particularly matter. He could use this as a free turn into it protects against Omega as well, because that's obviously super effective damage. So I'm just going to Ice Beam to protect against switches. He's going to switch here. He's probably going to go Decidueye if I had to guess. He is going to go Decidueye. Yeah, if I get the roll, this is crazy. That roll! All right, we got. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. We got a little bit of a little min-maxing there, a little bit min-maxing on the roll, but that's fine. And once again, we get to go straight into. Do we even need to go into this? Like, can we play around crit? I think at this point, all we need to do is play around crits, considering this is Speed Boost the Omega. So Regidrago, I can play around crit by staying in. I think at this point, because of the fact that he is psychic, we know it's not a setup set. So at this point, baiting the electric is also like kind of nice, like in the late game. So I'm just gonna Ice Beam, see if he elects to. He's gonna Terra here. All right, so the Terra is off. If we do get the opportunity to connect with an Ice Beam on this turn, then I think Dragon Pulse has a chance to kill. But I kind of expect to protect on this turn, if I had to guess, just to play into that, to protect from Crocodile. Bug Buzz, wow, okay, that's a huge turn for me then. He's predicting, I'm not exactly sure what he's predicting. Throat Spray. Okay, Throat Spray is fine. Throat Spray doesn't necessarily matter because our Regidrago is going to live any hit. The freeze is kind of crazy. Let's go! The freeze. All right. The freeze is crazy. What's nice also about the freeze is if he does freeze, I get to haze off the special attack boost on this turn, which is like unbelievable, and that kind of neutralizes the set. Oh, first turn Thaw. All right. So the Terra Blast is going to kill.
Never lucky.
Yeah. Never actually getting, But Regidrago. Crit? Oh, that is a Z move, not a crit. There are half of crit rolls do kill me at this point. I gotta calc the Ice Beam damage to see if I can go for Dragon Pulse. Ice Beam did 35, probably ish. Fuck, I can't go. I can't Dragon Pulse on this turn. Unfortunately, I do actually have to go for. Oh, he's electric, so I can Earth Power, can't I? No, I can't Earth Power. Earth Power does actually less. So we're at kind of an awkward position here where I don't. It's a roll to kill with Dragon Pulse on this specific turn here. So I kind of have to drop a Draco to kill. This is a pretty dire turn here. This could get really bad here. God damn it! If I miss this Draco, it's gonna be so bad. Do I have any? Can I play around this in any way?
Come on, Jason Tatum. 4 points, baby. Don't call Jason Tatum. He's gonna miss.
I think I have to drop a Draco. All right, we're dropping it. Oh, he switched.
Oh,
What? Oh my god.
He's the GOAT!
Oh no! What? All right. Well, that makes this play a little bit easier because we're probably going to get an opportunity. We're going to get an opportunity to deal a little bit more damage, I think, to that Pokemon and put it in range. We're going to get to put it in range of Dragon Pulse probably at some point. At this point, can I go to Uxie? Uxie has no utility at this point, so I can get up rocks actually to guarantee that range. Actually, no, I have to attack to guarantee the range actually, because he can just switch on the turn I click rocks. Yeah, this game is getting crazier by the minute. He could wish here as well. He's just gonna Hyper Voice. That did a lot of damage, but I can actually use Pain Split to gain a lot of this back here. And Pain Split's actually a really good move to click if he goes into Yamega. So I'm going to go for Pain Split here to maximize damage that I get. But he does elect to just kill me. Well, let's go into Okidogi now. Okidogi is the next stop. We do have to click a Gunk Shot here. Now, because it's Choice Scarf, we do have enough speed, I think, to... Yeah. All right. So if it's a modest 252 is outsped by this set, which given a Choice Scarf actually hits all of the things that I would want to hit in this matchup. So we're gonna go in here and just click a Gunk Shot. If he outspeeds me, he outspeeds me. He does. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So at this point, our Crocodile actually outspeeds this Pokemon, so we are still perfectly fine. We have to hit the Gunk Shot here, which is kind of annoying. All right, well, yeah, so we outspeed here and we do kill a Gunk Shot. Because, yeah, we're 290 speed, Timid 252 is 240 because we did knock off the Choice Scarf. So that Choice Scarf knockoff was super crucial earlier in the game. So, all right, let's hit the Gunk Shot. There we go. All right. I think at this point, I think the game is probably.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Yeah.
The GOAT!
So Bug Buzz will kill here. So I think this fucking comes down to hitting a Draco, which is fucking hysterical. God damn it. This is crazy. There's nothing I could have done else to play around that specific spot. He's just going to Bug Buzz. I do outspeed Modest, but he's just going to protect. Well, I'm just going to Earthquake because I just expect him to protect or Bug Buzz here.
Lion don't care about no shit.
He's just going to protect. That's fine. That's what we expect. No reason to click another move besides Earthquake on this turn. I mean, if he's... Yeah. I mean, there's no other. This game doesn't, if it kills, it's Modest. Yeah, all right, it's down to hitting this fucking Draco Meteor. It's not conclusive to whether I can live a Dragon Pulse or whether Dragon Pulse kills. So it all comes down to with the Lost City Islands too. This is a crazy moment for the season. This is crazy. All right.
One time's up. Everybody, yeah. One time's up.
All right, we hit the Draco. All right, crit doesn't kill. Oh wait, it's a 2. It's
Oh, you get 2 chances.
let's go. Let's go. All right. And there it is. We survived the quarterfinals, and we're off to the next
Are
round.
you not entertained?
There we go. We did it. We did it. Yeah. All right. So big win there against Jacob. That was a roller coaster of a match, all things considered.
It's not a fluke. He's not a regular season coach.
Yeah. So next up, we play against either Vepsis or Owen. So given Vepsis' team, I think it's going to be Vepsis. But, that's not, a dig at Owen by any means. But wow, what a game. Honestly, this is like a pretty jokes game to play in front of everyone to do Draft League. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, number 1. Putting on number 1 on the friendly comp is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. That is kind of wild. But there you go. That is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the live studio audience. I think that I don't think a Draft League game has ever had a live studio audience like that, like actually ever, which is like kind of hype. So be back next week for semifinals, and we keep on.